All right, everyone, in today's video, we're going to check out NEOGEO, A Visual History by Bitmap Books. All right, everyone, we've got our hands on another book from Bitmap Books. I've really been enjoying everything that I've picked up from these guys. So we got us another one here. Again, just like the others, everything's packaged just the same way to make sure everything's protected in transit. We've got this plastic cover here that's sealed up, branded by Bitmap Books. So let's open this thing up. All right, here we've got the cardboard sleeve that this goes inside. Again, same high quality throughout all of their products. It's got the nice branding here. We've got the custom images on the back. Just like the others, we've got the nice foam protective corners, the wax paper that's wrapped around here, and the custom stickers. Now, unboxing this is like unboxing a present for Christmas, the way they've got the paper and everything, and that really goes in to the experience that you get whenever you buy these. I think it's really good. These guys really do a great job on this. All right, here you guys go. We got the NEOGEO, A Visual History. Now, this is officially licensed by SNK. Very well done. The binding is great, just like all the other books from Bitmap Books. We've got this cool little logo up here from the NEOGEO and the SNK logo down here at the bottom. The gold foil looks really good against the black background. Very well done. Let's take a look at what they've got on the back of this. NEOGEO, A Visual History is the first officially licensed NEOGEO art book of its kind released in the English language. A visual celebration of all things NEOGEO, it's full of concept artwork, game graphics, photography, box art, and promotional material straight from the SNK archives. NEOGEO, A Visual History also features official interviews with key staff integral to the NEOGEO's history, including producer Yasuyuki Oda, artist Tatsuhiko Kanooka, and composer Hideki Asanaka. So let's open this up and take a look at what's inside. I was excited to get this book because, for one thing, I like all the books that I've been getting from Bitmap Books, but not only that, the NEOGEO is a very special console. I never had this console. I didn't know anyone that had one. I would see these promotions for it and everything, but honestly, my family wouldn't have been able to afford something like this. But the games are outstanding that were created for this. And I seen this book and I thought, okay, this is going to be interesting. Let's look and see what all's in here. And, maybe learn some things about the NEOGEO or SNK that I didn't know before. So this is pretty neat. As you open it up, you can see that they've got the AES cartridges here listed. That's pretty cool. The future is now. For a brief few years in the early 1990s, the NEOGEO was the pinnacle of video gaming, an elite exclusive console that didn't just emulate the arcade experience, as so many 8 and 16-bit consoles tried to do. It was the arcade experience, pixel for pixel on your TV at home. It was the console that everyone aspired to, but was owned only by a relatively small number of hardcore fans. This exclusivity has helped make it one of the most sought-after relics of retro gaming, with hardware and software now commanding prices that ironically vastly eclipse their original cost. This is the story. So this is pretty neat here. It doesn't just go into the games, but it's giving you a background of the NEOGEO and SNK that led up to the creation of that console. So here's some information about some of the different games. The NEOGEO years from 1990 to 2004. I really wish I would have been around one of these when they came out. But since then, I have been able to play a number of the games. And visually, this console was great. And what's interesting is a lot of the newer games that you're seeing produced for newer consoles, whether it be the Switch, PlayStation 5, Xbox, that are pixelated, and they're trying to recreate that 16-bit look. A lot of those don't look as good as the games look on this console. So here we get into some information with regards to the Neo Geo MVS, and this is the multi-video system, which they've got an image of one of the arcade machines back here, and essentially they've got multiple video games that you could play within that same cabinet, and there was cartridges that was plugged into there that you could play. So this little information they've got here is interesting. Only 17 carton boxed games were ever produced. Designed for the Japanese market, they were offered for sale at the relaunch of the Neo Geo AES system on July 1st, 1991. So I would imagine these fetched some pretty high prices. So here we've got Terry Bogard. He's pretty much the mascot for SNK. He's in a number of different games that they have. Also some crossovers. He's in Smash Bros. So over here we've got this little artist rendition, if you will, which is pretty neat, of the Neo Geo deck or room amusement system. The final production design and controllers weren't too dissimilar from this image from SNK's concept flyer. Here's some information on the Neo Geo CD. Here we've got some information with regards to the Neo Geo Pocket. It states the Neo Geo Pocket Color launched on March 16, 1999 in Japan and came in a range of colors including crystal, transparent, camouflage, plus special editions such as the Hanshin Tigers version. Now we get into some specific hardware information about the Neo Geo. This image right here says it's taken from the original patent application. That's pretty cool. And here we've got a drawing for the MVS cabinet and the table version. So this is pretty neat here. This is a kit for an MVS game. It states a typical MVS kit shown here for Garu, Mark of the Wolves, contained the cartridge, dip switch settings for the operator, a laminated instruction card for the MVS cabinet, plus character move strip and instruction artwork for single game JAMA cabinets. This is pretty neat, this kit that you would get if you had one of those cabinets to be able to put this game in there. Here we go with the Neo Geo AES console and the controller. I think these consoles look great. The design of it is very well done. Here's some information with regards to the size of these game cartridges. The Neo Geo console's cartridges were substantially larger than anything seen previously for a home games machine. They gave players a feeling of the power of the system even before being plugged in. So these game boxes are like the size of a VHS case, and these game cartridges are huge like that as well. It's pretty interesting. Here's a circuit diagram. It's pretty neat the way they've got the gold background too. Here's just the different connection devices that they had produced that you could use to connect this to your TV. You've got RGB, you've got the RF converters. And here's a statement with regards to the memory card. It says the Neo Geo was the first home game console to use a memory card facility. The cards contain just 2 kilobytes of data, which is sufficient to store the game states of between 17 and 27 games. Here are the memory cards. So this is pretty interesting here. This is a Mahjong controller, and it says, released only in Japan, the Neo Geo Mahjong controller was designed for the home console and specifically the 3 Mahjong games that were released between 1990 and 1991. That's pretty neat. Here we go. We've got the Neo Geo deck or room amusement system that was released in 1993 exclusively for the Japanese market. 2 versions of the deck were produced, a wooden model and a second with a metal frame. The deck and Neo Geo CD are the only pieces of Neo Geo hardware to output an S-video signal. And then over here some information in regards to the joystick for the deck. It says the Neo Geo deck also featured a revised joystick controller in 2-tone gray and black. It was later repurposed in all black design and sold for the Neo Geo CD controller. Here's some information with regards to the joypad or the hand controller, if you will, for the Neo Geo CD. Here's some information about the Neo Geo CD. And then here's some information about the latter Neo Geo CD. I think this looks much better than the other. The curves in the console looks really good. Here's the Neo Geo CD-Z, which featured double speed drive to cut loading times. It's one of the biggest complaints about the Neo Geo console and the games is the loading times. This unit was only sold in Japan after plans to release the console in North America were canceled. Other than the drive, the specifications are identical to previous models. So here are some of the different versions of the Neo Geo Pocket. And then here's some information with regards to the Neo Geo Pocket Color. Now we get into the Neo Geo box art, which is great. The box art for these things are done very well. NAMM 1975. Got Magician Lord, very good artwork. Cyberlip, look at the artwork here, this looks great. There's King of Monsters, this is a pretty neat game. And you know the SNK is really known for its fighting games, which were very popular in the arcades at that time. And they've got some very good ones. They've also got a lot of other great games. Metal Slug, you name it, but they definitely have a lot of fighting games. And here, the way they've got this section laid out is pretty neat. You'll see information at the top with regards to whether it's a two-player game or not, what kind of game it is, brief explanation of what the game is. It's got the English translation and the Japanese below that. So this is pretty cool. Here we've got Robo Army, which the artwork looks like a anime from the time. Looks like they got the dog from Mega Man here. Last Resort. Check out this artwork. So cool looking. Here we got Fatal Fury 2. Here we've got Fatal Fury 2. Look, it's 106 megs, two-player fighting. Samurai Spirits. This is a popular series for the Neo Geo. Another fighting series. 118 megs. Here we've got Fatal Fury Special coming in at 150 megs, two-player. Another fighting game. Here we've got The Art of Fighting 2. So these are very popular fighting games for the console as well. I mean, this is coming in at 178 megs, two-player, it's a fighting game. These are very well done games. Look at the artwork here, it looks great. Also, these have very good soundtracks. If you're interested in video game soundtracks, then check out these Art of Fighting games. SNK has released soundtracks for a lot of their different game titles that you can get now and pick up on vinyl, or you can get it digitally, but the vinyl versions are pretty cool as well. The King of Fighters. This is another long-standing series of fighting games from SNK. Metal Slug, 193 megs, two-player. I really enjoy this series. These are cool games. The artwork style, I mean, just look at the cover art here. It looks great, but the actual art in the games, the way everything's pixelated, it looks really good. The only issue with these games is the slowdown, but that kind of adds to the quirkiness of the game itself. Really enjoyed Metal Slug. Metal Slug 2, 362 megs. Here's Real Bout Fatal Fury 2, 539 megs. The artwork, again, looks great. And look where you can just see his leg standing on the hat. It's awesome looking. Now we get into some of the Neo Geo Pocket games. So it's cool that they're showcasing them here. So it's not just the AES or the MVS games. We've got information in regards to the Pocket games. Here's Metal Slug First Mission. So this is neat. We've got some of the concept art for the characters for the Neo Geo games. Here we've got Terry Bogard. We've got a little bit of information about Metal Slug. Nazca set a new standard in run-and-gun games with Metal Slug. Its iconic SV-001 tank is pictured below, along with beautifully rendered concept and character art. Yeah, I mean, this game looks great. Here's some pixel art from the games. Here we go. Here's a shoot 'em up, Last Resort, that was released in 1992. Check out how good this looks. I mean, this is just a printout of it, but the games themselves look so great. Look how good this scene here looks from The Art of Fighting. I mean, looks great. Here's some images for Marco in Metal Gear. Here's some images from some games for the Neo Geo Pocket Color. Neo Geo Literature. So this is advertising materials and different things that they were producing at the time to promote the Neo Geo. Here's the Neo Geo Club. I think this image right here is pretty cool with this dog's head. Bigger, badder, better for the Neo Geo. So this is pretty interesting here in regards to a game software catalog. SNK published and distributed a series of software catalogs in the early to mid-1990s, each of which were numbered and featured existing titles together with upcoming releases. So I've never seen these, but I might have to be on the lookout for these and check them out and see what they are. If I get my hands on them, I'll definitely share them with you guys. Here's the Neo Geo deck, the room size amusement. God knows how much this would cost. I mean, Most people couldn't even afford the AES. I can't imagine what something like this would have cost. You'd have taken a mortgage out on your house to buy the thing. Here's one of the catalog covers, pretty neat, from SNK. This is volume 8. A little promotional item for the Neo Geo Pocket Color. That's pretty cool. Here's some more advertising for the Neo Geo. The CD, again, I think this is a very good looking console. Here's an interesting advertisement. Get some color on your cheeks. Neo Geo Land, that's cool. Neo Geo Hyper Bowling. Here we've got a Neo Geo logo on a blimp. Neo Geo Artworks. Wow, there's a ton of great information in this thing. We've got some interviews. And then here we've got a game list where it shows you a reference within this book to all the different games that they mention and what pages they're on, which is a ton of games, by the way. So this wraps up Neo Geo, A Visual History from Bitmap Books. Another great book from Bitmap Books. I can't wait to read all the way through this, learn more about Neo Geo, the SNK company, how this came to be, and a lot of the games that unfortunately I never had a chance to play when I was growing up, but I can now. So this will definitely help me out to pick some games that I may not have heard of or played before and be able to experience now with my kids, which is really what our channel and everything's about, is creating memories for ourselves with regards to these games. So I can't wait to get my hand on another one of these books, and when I do, I'll definitely share it with you guys. Bitmap Books. All right, you guys, you just seen us check out Neo Geo, A Visual History by Bitmap Books. Now overall, just like all the other books we've picked up from these guys, it's very well made. Everything from the binding of the book to the content within, it's very professionally done. I can appreciate the amount of time and work that it must have took just to put all the information together and make it as presentable as what they've done. Now, I never grew up with the Neo Geo. I never knew anyone that had one of these things. They were crazy expensive back then. Still today, everything for them is very expensive. Over the years, I've played a number of the games. I'm familiar with a lot of the franchises, but there's still a lot of things about it that I don't know, a lot of the games that I've never played. And this allows you the experience to look in and see what some of those games are and the history of everything from the console itself to SNK to the creation of the joysticks and everything. There's a lot of information here. If you're a fan of retro gaming, the Neo Geo, or if you know someone that is, then I think this would be a good gift for you or them. Thanks for tuning into the video, you guys. We really appreciate it. And until next time, keep gaming.